Yes, YouTube, I hope that you're good. It's Ben Hawks with the Coach Consultant, and today we're talking through building a signature program. Now, let me explain the importance of this one and why I want to do this YouTube video today. So we have basically got some of the most amazing apps known to man out there. We've even got AI what's building like apps and training programs for clients now, but we've got Kahuna's, Trainerize, OneFit UK, absolutely incredible platforms. But what I feel like has happened is it's put everyone into a place of market saturation, because in essence you're running the same type of consultation forms, the same type of training programs, the same type of weekly metrics, the same type of accountability, and it's a lot of the same, right? And if we want to make a substantial amount of money within our offer, then we need to be looking at actual market penetration to an extent within that space. And if we are in essence just delivering and doing the exact same thing as absolutely everyone else, then you are going to be in a place of saturation, right? And we do not want to be saturated, because it means that we are just seen and perceived in the exact same spot as everyone else. So a signature program for me basically defines how you are going to articulate your offer into an actual program, and in essence make sure that what you are doing is really actually customized and unique, because that is in essence going to help people stand out. But most importantly, it's the type of thing that's going to get better results, it's going to retain clients for a hell of a lot longer, and it's going to get people referring your services. So a signature program is going to be dependent on quite a lot of different variables. So I'm going to walk you through 8 individual ones here. But I've done previous YouTube videos on client retention and stuff before, and explained the importance of making sure that you've got a client roadmap, for example, or you've got different types of formats that's keeping people accountable. And once you've got a signature program and the mindset of a signature program, then it puts you in a position where you're going to start thinking like this automatically anyway. And in essence, this is the type of stuff where it's not just about retaining. This is the type of stuff what is going to make you a substantial amount more money, because again you're going to have more conviction with your sales process, more conviction when it comes to content, and more conviction when it comes to getting client results. So a signature program, step number 1 is basically where we are looking at the balance between a niche and an offer, right? We cannot create a signature program for anyone, right? A signature program needs to be focused on a specific target group of people, coincided with what we are actually presenting within our offering, because that is what we are selling to people. So your offer in your niche is so important, because that will dictate and give you the information that you need to know to actually start design work on your program. The next step from that point is to be looking at what are the top 3 pain points of this niche, top 3 pain points of this audience. So for example, with me, my offer is built around content, acquisition and sales, because online coaches and personal trainers need content to see more people, to get more reach, to build a better personal brand, but they also need to make sure that they've got acquisition and lead generation and sales systems in place to keep maintaining lead growth and obviously sales growth as well, and growth within the company. So that's what my whole program is built around. So when you're looking at your offer now in your niche, I want you to look at your program and think, right, am I actually solving 3 core pain points here? Or am I just literally copying a check-in form and structure what Kahuna's has told me to do, or what an app's told me to do? Because in reality, if you are selling something on the front end, we need to make sure that we are actually delivering it on the back end. So before we can even think about anything else on this process, we need to know what are those 3 core areas, what are those 3 core pillars to our program. And then from that point, that's when we can start to build solutions and assets around it, moving into step number 3. So step number 3 is where you are looking at this word here, unique solutions. So when we're looking at basically a unique solution, what you've got to take into account there is you've got to really understand this niche, the target consumer, and the offering, what you're delivering. But think about, what do they need to actually solve that problem? Do they need that as part of their weekly check-in form? Do they need that as part of an extensive process in the consultation? Do they need to have video assets? Do they need guides? Do they need resources? Do they need live calls? And really think about how much content and how many assets, both evergreen and dynamic, and static and dynamic content, for example, you can create around those pain points, because the more information that people have got at high value, which creates better solutions, the greater likelihood that you are going to have of someone staying within this service, because you are solving their problems. That is all we've got to do, solve people's problems. So if we can create unique solutions around, again, static formats such as resources and guides, dynamic formats such as videos, what you have to obviously do, or live calls, then we can start to really build this unique program and this unique process around solving this niche's problems. And if you solve that niche's problems, which is what you're selling on the front end of your offer, you're going to be onto an absolute winner when it comes to more acquisition and sales down the line. Step number 4 is where we're going to be looking at the delivery format. So for example, if we come up with endless level solutions for these three problems, but we just give it all to someone within static evergreen resources, that's not going to be the best way to go about it. So like I've just previously spoke about, you need to really think about, right, how am I managing these problems on my weekly check-in? How am I running an assessment and a consultation on these problems within that initial onboarding phase? How am I checking people's milestones towards achieving that goal? How am I actually creating static and dynamic copy and resources and videos to educate and train people further on that? What type of guides can I give to these people so they can overcome that? So it might be fat loss, it might be mindset, it might be time management. So what are the three areas that I can really heavily focus on there within my offer to build loads of resources, loads of videos and loads of structures and loads of guidance and accountability, specifically on making sure I'm solving the three things that these people said they signed up to. That's all we've got to do, is do the thing that we said that we were going to do. Step number 5 is making sure that once we have basically identified and built a discovery and all this, what we're going to do from that point is we're going to build out an actual specific client roadmap. So your client roadmap, basically, guys, in essence, is just literally your delivery format and unique solutions as a step-by-step process. So this is what's going to happen in onboarding. This is what's going to happen in the first month, first 2 months, first phase 1, 3 month, 4 month, phase 2. So how I normally plan it is I will run it over 6 phases. So 6 phases of 8 weeks. So for example, what I'm going to look from there is that in phase 1, this is what we're going to be doing, this is what I'll be delivering, but also alongside that, you have got these videos, these assets, these resources, these guides, these task sheets that I need you to complete in that period of time as well to coincide supporting solving that problem. So when we're looking at our client roadmap, for example, you've got 2 ways to look at this. You've got your static version, which is going to be like your signature program as a evergreen structure, so your videos and your guides, but you've also got your client roadmap in terms of what type of phases and metrics and auditing you're going to go through with them, when you're going to have catch-up calls, and a real kind of robust structure to how you're going to really kind of manage this person from their current situation to why they signed up to their amazing long-term desired situation down the line where they feel absolutely incredible and they are an absolute raving fan of yours. That is what a client roadmap is. That is where we are building this incredible process which combines all these solutions, combines all the delivery format into a way where people will not be able to find this anywhere else within the market. From that point, what we've got to look at is support, right? So we are working with human beings. This is service delivery. So support systems for me is going to be, again, massive emphasis on how you are running your check-ins, how you are running your end. I like to do end of phase catch-up calls. So every 8 weeks, there's a catch-up call. Alongside that, when are you actually running community touch points? Alongside that, when are you running one-to-one touch points? How are you looking at monthly end of client feedback to get as much information as possible to make sure that you're constantly improving your service? But overall, that is basically the way that we are going to really make sure that these people have got accountability, and also they've not got a leg to stand on if they say that they've got a problem with a program, because you've gone out of your way to support them in every way, shape and form. Number 7 is to be looking at milestone wins. So once we have basically got to this point, if I get another pen out, red, right, we have basically got here, your solutions is step number 1. Step number 2 is your delivery format. You've then got step number 3, which is your roadmap. You've then got step number 4, which is basically coming in, you've got your support systems associated with the actual program build. But what we've got there is you've got this roadmap, you've got these solutions, you've got these formats, and you've got this timeline. It's really, really easy from that to plug in, where it's like, right, week 6 to 8, these are the type of results that I want to be seeing, this is what I'm expecting. And if someone comes in and achieves that, celebrate success with them. Make sure that when you come into an end of phase kind of catch-up call, you're really kind of bigging someone up and making them feel good about the progress that they've made. Making sure that on a week-to-week basis, you're celebrating these milestones win with people as well, and actually showing that you genuinely care about them. And then step number 6 on the actual program build element is going to be isolating metrics, right? So we need to make sure that we have got key performance indicators alongside this process to make sure that we are nurturing someone into that desired result. So for example, with me, with the coach consultant, we have acquisition and sales, massive metrics, KPI sheets. We have business development, KPI metrics, massive check sheets. And then we also have social media, KPI check sheets. Yeah? So these are basically exported every single week. So clients can also see them, but we can see them to make sure that all of the numbers are lining up. People are aligned to the KPIs and they're working towards the outcome that we want, which is going to be scaling content acquisition and sales. Because if you tick those 3 boxes, alongside doing all this type of stuff, then that is where real heavy growth is found, guys. So again, if you have got no idea what I mean by a signature program, I really hope that you see by the back end of this little flip chart here, new flip chart, guys. I'm trying to invest into some new kit for you all. Trying to get a massive landscape A4 flip chart for the whiteboard. So if anyone's got a link for that, fire it over. But yeah, like all I'm looking for here, guys, is to try to make sure that you are not stuck in the same place as everyone else. Like, that's my vision. That generally is my vision for the coach consultant, is to take as many coaches as possible away from market saturation by also getting them to do it right in the process as well, so they don't have to do it twice. That's literally why I do this. I live and breathe this, and this is something that's really heavily commonly forgot about within the fitness industry, because there's so much focus on what's the next fancy funnel or next fancy DM or this script or that lead magnet, and in reality, like, when you look at the best products in the world what are out there, like the biggest companies, what, Tesla, incredible product, right? You've then got Facebook, incredible product. You've got Amazon, incredible product, right? Look at all the big massive companies out there. Gymshark, incredible product, right? Just because you're not doing billions and millions, guys, does not mean that you shouldn't be prioritizing this stuff here, because this here might be the difference. Well, actually, I'm not going to say might. This is the difference between someone earning 10 grand a month, 100 grand a month, and $1 million a month. It always comes back down to the quality of the actual program. So making it a signature program around what you have got. So I have an asset called the signature program Synergy. So it's called Synergy because it's synergized between niche offer, you, and also what you're trying to deliver with your actual program as well, into a step-by-step process, guys. So hope that you've enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed this type of stuff, as you can probably see me rattling it off. If you like this video, drop it a like. If you've got any comments, please drop it into the comments. If not, I will see you on the next video, guys. And if you want any support building anything like this, hit the link in my bio and book in a call.